Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Gig Life with Lexi here, and for the longest time I've had DoorDash shop orders turned off because I absolutely hate shopping, and still do actually. But I've thought of some ways to possibly help make our orders more efficient. So if you're a DoorDash driver and you're thinking about becoming one, today's video is a must watch, so hang tight and let's just dive into this. We're talking about DoorDash shop orders, the ones where you have to go to the store and you have to shop, check out, and deliver. Okay, so while these might look good on the surface, they come with some serious problems. Don't worry, I'm also going to give you real solutions to help you avoid wasting time and money. So these are just my opinions. You guys can do what you want, obviously, but these are some problems that I've encountered and that I've seen, and that, you know, some issues go along with them. So the first one that I've made note of is time estimates are misleading. So for example, DoorDash says this order will take 25 minutes, okay? But in reality, does it really? In reality, you're in that store for like 40 minutes sometimes, especially if it's busy or if it's disorganized or, you know, it's out of stock. So the app underestimates the time it takes to find the items. So you wait in line and you check out, and that means your hourly rate takes a hit. So something I've thought about, again, this is just my thought. Set a timer on your phone when you accept shop order, okay? So track the real time that it takes. So if you're consistently spending 30 plus minutes or less, or for less, let's say, than $12 to $15, stop accepting those orders. So what you want to do is you want to learn what stores and payout levels are worth it in your area, okay? So that should help. Number two would be customers not responding. This happens so often. It's happened to me. An item's out of stock and you message the customer and you hear nothing, right? Now you're stuck. So what do? Do you replace it? Do you refund it? Do you wait? Okay, so one solution I thought about might be send a message after accepting the order. So you could say something like, hey, it's your Dasher. If anything is out of stock, I'll message you here. Please keep an eye on the app just in case. So this way they're ready to respond and you've protected yourself if they don't. Also, never spend more than 2 to 3 minutes waiting. If there's no response, follow the app's default action, refund or replace, then screenshot everything. Okay, problem number 3, the next one I have, is low pay for high effort. So you're walking around a huge store, you're looking, you're hunting down, say 15 items, scanning barcodes, standing in line, then delivering the whole thing for like what, $8? Okay, so I would say a solution would be to have a minimum threshold. So for example, no shop orders under $15 unless it's 2 miles or under 2 miles and fewer than 5 items. No shop orders under $15 unless it's under 2 miles and fewer than 5 items. Get fast at scanning the items also. You want to get used to this. Practice knowing where things are in the stores, especially in your area. After a while, you get used to it. Remember, speed equals money, and don't be afraid to unassign if the store is chaotic, because you want to protect your time. That's the most important thing. You don't want to get in trouble for being late. Okay, the next problem I had was the stores are not Dasher friendly. So yeah, there's no priority checkout. There's no like self-checkout at some of these stores, no signs, no help, just a regular shopper, right? So, and a lot of times, you've got someone in front of you and they're talking and they're taking all this time talking to the cashier, and you're just trying to get done. You're trying to get out of there. So, one solution would be avoid certain stores during peak times, early mornings, or take late evenings that are usually quieter. that might be something you might want to do. Just take note of those stores. You know, during peak times, you might want to avoid those stores. If a store is always a nightmare, put it on your personal no-go-to list. That might help. Again, just my opinion. Problem number 5, customer complaints and items issues. So when you have issues with the items. So that would be like, even when you do everything right, customers still complain. You know, they'll say missing items, wrong brands, damaged goods. So one tip might be to take a photo of the receipt, also of the delivery bag, or any customer messages. Protect yourself and your ratings. Also, don't bag items loosely. That's another thing too, because fragile stuff like eggs or chips, you know, you want to put those in the front seat. You don't just want them hanging there or putting them in the back seat where, you know, eggs can break and all that stuff when you take a turn. So, you know, solution would be to take photos of the receipt, of the delivery bag, and of any customer messages again. All right, problem number 6. Now this is for my California drivers with Prop 22 issues. Prop 22 promises minimum earnings, but DoorDash undercounts active time, okay? So most of you guys already know this. It's not accurate. Now, you can use an app. This is what other people have told me in the past. They've used an app like Para, however you pronounce it. They've used Gridwise to track their actual time and their earnings. And you can use screenshots to dispute Prop 22 payments like this. So keep your own data. That's important. You always want to keep data on those things. Okay, problem number 7 would be the refunds and pay adjustments. They can be a joke. You refund half the order, okay, and still get the same pay, right? A lot of you guys complain about this. You lose and DoorDash wins. That's not right. So only accept large shop orders if the pay is already high enough. I would say never rely on DoorDash to adjust it. Just don't rely on them to adjust it, because they won't. Take photos, double check substitutions, or contact support when necessary. That's the best you can do, you know, but never rely on DoorDash to adjust that, because they just won't. Problem number 8, okay, and this was my last one that I was thinking about. The physical burnout. So the walking the big stores, the carrying the heavy bags, we all know the water, you know, cases of water, climbing stairs, it all adds up, right? So limit your shop orders, okay? So mix in easier food pickups, you know, in other words, alternate food delivery with shop orders. You don't want to just do that all day unless you're really a pro and you got this. But use a collapsible cart, because those are very helpful, especially when you're delivering to apartments and there's stairs. And if there's an elevator, message the customer that you'll leave the order downstairs unless they assist. A lot of times it's just very difficult to carry these items. So that might be something you want to keep in mind to do. Okay, so final thoughts on this. Shop orders, they're not all bad. Some can be really worth it, but only if you know how to protect your time, you know, your energy, your ratings, that sort of thing. You've got to know what you're doing, and that comes with skill and with doing more of them, of course. So if DoorDash wants to treat us like professional shoppers, then we need to be smart, right? So we need to be smart about the orders we accept anyway. So, okay, that's it for now. If you had a nightmare shop order, drop it in the comments below. Okay, I want to hear what your shop order experiences are like, and write your personal line in the sand. Like, what is your personal line in the sand that you would accept for a shop order payout? Like this video if it helped, hit subscribe, and for more gig tips, I will see you again on the next one. All right, guys, take care. All right, bye.